Okay, and welcome back to the final segment today. And hello again, Kendra.
Hello again, Andy. How are you?
Oh, doing fine. So who are we speaking with now?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I feel like I always say this, but I genuinely mean it. Mm-hmm. Nina Steinwhite is one of my absolute favorite people. When did we first meet?
Wow.
Oh, it's been quite a while now, and I don't know if it's through the Sojourner and the wonderful Amy Koss, or through food and your work with
maybe through all
Les Femmes de Rôtisseurs.
I think it's like just kismet. Like
yes.
kismet.
Yeah, we have so many parallel interests and passions.
Yeah. Exactly. So our guest today, my guest today, a special guest today, is Nina Steinwhite from Bobolink Dairy and Bakehouse in Milford. And I just want to start off by saying that this conversation is going to be about more than quote unquote just cheese and bread from her farm, Bobolink Dairy and Bakehouse. Nina has many skills that range from dance and knitting all the way to nonprofit development and organic land regeneration. To me, you, along with your husband, Jonathan, who I adore, you are the epitome of a curious and creative genius. And I always look forward to spending time with you. So let's just dive in, because her and I could talk for hours and we only have like 20 minutes. So I'd like to start with Nina's theory of positivity, which I just heard about. So on a high level, Nina, what do you mean by this, and how does this apply to you, to what you do at Bobolink?
So thank you for that question, because my theory of positivity was developed through a wonderful life with kids on the autistic spectrum. And one of the ways that autism affects people is often they're unable to intuit things that a typical neurotypical person would be able to just look and see and understand. So I found that in order to be successful in guiding our children without negativity, so there's your double negative there, without negativity, with positivity. And that means that when you see someone that's doing something that you don't want them to do, the best path to success is to think of what you would like them to do. So in the extreme sense, you've got a toddler that's hitting something that's going to break, and you say, no, no, no. And of course, the toddler will usually hit harder. And what you need to say is, can I see if you can fit your hands in your pockets? And it often will take them by surprise, and they're like, oh, I know how to do that. Look.
Right.
Saves you every time.
Mm-hmm.
So then we move on to our adult loved ones, our adult friends, and our adult strangers that we run into every day, who may be doing something that you would rather that they not do. And I find that if I find some way, hopefully with fanciful wonder and a bit of humorous shock value, you can redirect things in a positive way, and get your results that you're looking for. And I also, when I teach ballet, I want people to feel good about themselves in there. So whenever I give a ballet admonishment, it's, that was great. Can you do it more that way? To keep us all, and the one thing that is not permitted in my classroom is self-deprecation. That's the no-no.
Right.
And I'm like, let me be very clear. Mm-hmm. If you shake your head at yourself, I'm going to be very angry with you. Right. Everything else goes. And so with my approach to food.
Yes.
And it's such a fraught subject, food. And Jonathan and I decided to found Bobolink Dairy and Bakehouse so that we could show what it looks like, show how it can be done. Ask the questions and try to answer a few of them.
Isn't this so? I'm turning to Bill and Andy right now, because the guest who we just had on, Marilee, was talking about we have choices when we ask questions. The decisions that we make every day, we have choices. And how perfect does this flow in Nina's theory of positivity?
It's a nice little dovetail interview,
right? You know, it really is. Way to go, Andy. Way to organize stuff. Yeah, well done. Okay. So I just adore this. So all right, let's take a little step back and just a nice brief history of Bobolink, because we have so much to dive into.
So I was trying to think of the best way to answer the how did you get there? And I, as a 4-year-old, was taken by my New York City school teacher parents to Colonial Williamsburg. And that was it. I wanted to make everything the way it was done in the old times.
Yeah.
And so I learned to knit when I was 5. I crocheted by the time I was 7, and I'm lucky. I'm blessed with very great dexterity and an understanding of the physical world. And I'm also blessed with an intellectual capacity for understanding the science of things and cause and effect. And so as I grew, I did a little gardening, I did a little cooking. Some of my early cooking was terrible. Anyway, by the time
it was figuring it out.
There was a
pathway.
cake my brother and I baked that even the dog wouldn't eat, but that's all right. I'm not there anymore. But, experimentation and knowledge come with trial and error.
That's right.
And my parents were very good about letting us learn, and he was an excellent cook as well. So fast forward to 1982, and I meet this guy while I'm waitressing in Greenwich Village, and our first conversation, I was the waitress, he was the customer, and the conversation ended up, you bake your own bread? Me too. You make yogurt in a bain-marie, which is like a pot, on your tenement stove pilot light? So do I. So from two sides of the Hudson River, these people came together in Greenwich Village.
What restaurant?
The Olive Tree Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I used to fling falafel.
I was really hoping it was the Pink Teacup, but I don't know.
Right.
Friend. Yeah,
Olive Tree Cafe, and I was also an opening waitress for the Comedy Cellar. Yes, once upon a time. It was small.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Jonathan and I, after chatting for about a year, we knew each other quite well, and we got together, got married, did other things, and then we realized that Jonathan's cheese hobby was making really good cheese. And being a modern dancer by trade, which is not one of those things you do for the money, this is true, how could I tell my software engineer, who was making really delicious cheese, not to play his bongos in the dirt like I had been doing my whole life? So we sold our house in Yorktown Heights, New York, and bought cows and started farming.
And the lineage, so the cows that are on your farm today are from these first cows.
These first cows. So our first 16 cows came onto the property, and we bought them from this guy who was breeding really small, old stock cows. So if you've been trying to find books on old dairying and you can't win that bid, it's because you're bidding against Jonathan.
No.
And you're not going to win. We'll just leave it there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, at this point, we've also got 26 years of experience with this, so
right.
He's not buying as many books as he was. But, he's a scientist. He was writing software before anybody knew what software was. Another guy who really has a couple of gray cells to rub together. And he realized that if we were going to be cowsoutside.com, which is what we are, cowsoutside.com, we mean it. Not a little grass, not some grass some of the time, but 100% grass-fed. And if we were going to do that, then we needed to understand how cows can stay healthy and happy and productive and long-lived and relaxed in that setting. And the key was in the past.
Let me set the scene for those of you who have not yet ventured to Milford to visit Jonathan and Nina at Bobolink. They have a little market there that's right on their farm where they sell their cheeses and their breads. But when you pull, and all their other items, which Nina will tell you about, but when you pull up to the farm. You see their lovely home. You can kind of see like up the fields, and you realize, oh my gosh, the fields wrap around where they are. And then you see the like where the cows come in, where they make the cheese and the market. But the cows are like the happiest large dogs that you will ever meet. They are so sweet. It does not, a lot of times, like if you go to a dairy farm, there's a distinctive barnyard smell, quote unquote. This is not there. These cows are eating fresh grass. They are being loved and like so taken care of as family members. And I do not say that lightly. This is, go visit it.
I do want to say, though, that if you want to see the cows,
you can't just walk up.
You can't just walk up. You can't just show up. Because we do intensive rotational grazing, which means that the cows are moving from field to field, and most of our fields are not visible from the road.
Right.
The idea behind intensive rotational grazing is when you imagine like a herd of wild bison, just they eat the grass together in a group, in a herd, in one place, and then they move naturally to the next place so that they can actually cycle through their natural environment and not destroy any one patch of those grasslands. So being that we're surrounded by suburbs, we have to accomplish this with fencing because people are not that crazy about cow pies on their lawn, although I think I should charge extra. But in any case, so we do intensive rotational grazing. We are offering farm tours. Our next farm tour will be on Sunday, April 19th. I believe it's at 10 a.m. Available on the website. Please reserve. We limit it to 20 people so that everyone can feel that it's a personal experience. And so now what we call the Bobolink grazers are all different colors. What's unique about their appearance is all of our cows are allowed to keep their horns. And people are shocked to see horns on a female. We let them keep their horns because that's part of them.
Right.
And they use those horns to defend the herd against predators should they need to. They also use them as a little poke to make sure their babies know how to be a cow. Right. There's a little disciplinary action there. But we don't see a reason to dehorn them, so we do not.
So since we're talking about the cows, I wanted to talk about bread next, but let's talk about the cheese. Because you and Jonathan just won a very prestigious honor. Tell us about that.
So we won a Super Gold Award at the World Cheese Awards.
Excuse me.
In Bern.
You didn't win a gold award. You won a super gold award.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. Yes, thanks for clarifying that.
Super gold.
Oh. Tremendous honor. It was a field of 5,422 cheeses.
Wow.
There were
Sweden? Where was this at?
in Switzerland. Bern, Switzerland. The organization that puts this on is the Guild of Fine Food out of the United Kingdom. And there were judges from all over the world. And, they had to work hard because there were a lot of cheeses there. If you go back in my Instagram feed, you'll see pictures of how this looked. It was just amazing.
And what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Bobolink Dairy and Bakehouse.
Okay, great. So the Instagram is Bobolink, which is B-O-B-O link, Dairy and Bakehouse, but the website is Cows Outside.
Yes. I apologize for the confusion.
That's okay. I just wanted to clarify.
We had cowsoutside.com before we founded Bobolink, and we thought it was so catchy that we decided to keep it.
That's great.
But we are Bobolink.
So if you go to Bobolink Dairy and Bakehouse on Instagram, you can see these photos.
Yes. Okay. So really a great honor, and each cheese was judged on its own merits: appearance, taste, texture. And then graded with points. And our points put us in the top 108 cheeses out of a field of 5,422
Amazing.
cheeses.
Holy
And
smoke.
which cheese was it that
The
one?
drum cheese.
Oh, the
DRUMM. What kind of cheese is it? It's drum.
It's its own thing.
My wonderful genius husband created this beautiful cheese, which is designed to express the daily terroir of our pastures. So in Wineland, in wine speak, terroir means how the particular vintage of wine is an expression of the weather, the type of grapes, the soil, the place. When you're harvesting milk, you're doing that every day.
Right.
And we allow every day's milk to be an expression of which field, which weather, and let it be slightly different, which makes it a very, very lively cheese. What's unique about our cheeses is there's a depth of flavor that you cannot get if you're going for consistency from batch to batch. The microbiology of allowing the weather and the grasses to influence the cheese flavor, if you try to make it the same every single day, it's going to lose some of that depth. It's going to lose some of those notes. So what does a drum look like? It's about 6 to 8 pounds. So it's about 12 inches in diameter and about 3 inches high. In the spring, it has a kind of a fluffy, crumbly interior with a very bright, grassy flavor. It has a mold rind. Good molds make the outside of a cheese. And then just inside the rind, it gets a little runny. Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous cheese. I love it. I love to eat it. I love to talk about it. I love to watch people taste it for the first time. And we will be making drum probably starting around April 15th, if the weather allows, if the grasses are up. We don't have that much milk in the spring because we do this crazy thing. We let the babies drink it directly from their mothers. It
They get
solves a
first
lot
dibs.
of problems.
That's right.
Yeah. Right.
I was going to say, you crafty little person, you.
Right.
Yeah, you like solve so many problems all with one fell swoop of an idea. Let's
Yeah.
let the cows feed each other because, it might be really, really good for the baby calves.
Well,
That's
And
right.
2, it means that we don't have to milk them all 24/7, 365. So that it's
That's right.
that's great.
And we also bred them to give less milk and hold more body condition so that they are more resilient animals. They are very disease resistant. They stay calm in heat. They stay calm in cold. We actually have the vet come once a year to renew the prescriptions that we keep on hand just in case we need them.
Yeah.
And every year we throw them out because they've expired and we need to get the vet to write the prescriptions again. Because when you
That's
need
awesome.
to treat an animal, you want to treat the animal right away.
Right away.
absolutely.
But we never need to, which is very nice.
great.
So, sorry, folks, for right now, I'm sold out of the award winner. However, we have a lot of other really wonderful cheeses, which we simply hadn't entered into the contest.
was drum the only one that you did enter in?
No, I wanted to say we entered Jean-Louis and we entered Bordolino as well.
Okay.
And truth be told, I think that those cheeses, I love those cheeses. There are people who those are their favorite cheeses.
Yeah.
It's a matter with judges of having the cheese get in front of the judge who appreciates what you're doing. Because there are judges who taste cheeses with an eye towards how well they can be widely distributed. And that's a valid judgment as well. That is not our cheeses. Our cheeses are not easily widely distributed because they're original, they're unusual, they're vibrant, and they need to be direct marketed, which is why I will really appreciate it when you come up to the farm store, because there's always going to be something amazing.
Definitely.
There's going to be something amazing strong. There's going to be something amazing mild, and then many, many other options along the path between those two.
But this also kind of goes to what we were just talking about before you came online today, is local food systems. The expression of the land, whether it be by a cheese maker, a bread baker, a brewer, a vintner, like whatever you are doing, it's an expression of our area and of our terroir. So talk to me about you're such a pillar in this community, and you network and you collaborate with other like-minded food makers and purveyors. So talk to me about what that means to you and why it's so important for everybody in this area to support.
We're so lucky to be here in Hunterdon County.
Yeah.
The legacy of the landscape is still very much alive. And many people have, like Jonathan and myself, chosen to work really, really, really hard to create products that are a reflection of this beautiful landscape and this beautiful agricultural legacy that is still very much alive in the set of the land, the look of it, the buildings, and the access of our sort of few people who live around here because there's so much space, but that taking the option of getting your food, your beverages, your vegetables, and what we sell is kind of fundamental food, meat, bread, strong foods, cheese, to go the extra mile, literally, to stock up and then maybe fill in at the supermarket if there's something you really must have. We personally are just about supermarket free. But also that I've been doing a lot of pop-ups lately. This winter, I've been really filling my schedule in with pop-ups at Mount Salem Vineyard. This Saturday, April 11th, I'm going to be doing a pop-up at Federal Twist Vineyard. I went to Manoff's. Yep. It was a lovely afternoon. And look, those events are not, it's not about me selling a lot of stuff. It's really about meeting other people through our commonality of wanting a small, quaint, kind of, speaking of yesteryear experience, without having to go to Europe, without having to go to Vermont or Maine, which are gorgeous places. Don't get me wrong. This is such a wonderful resource.
But this is here.
This is here. This is here. This is now, and it's close to New York City, close to Philadelphia.
Exactly.
Really quick question, because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
What time is the open house on the 19th?
The farm tour on the 19th is, I believe, 10 a.m.
And there are 20 spaces for that, so you do have to sign up. Make sure that you register before that. And you also do. You can also go to their website, cowsoutside.com, to find out about the pop-ups that are happening. Like you said, you have this one coming up at Federal Twist. You've been at Manoff's. You've been into Sojourner.
Yes, I did a pop-up at Sojourner.
Yes.
And I do want to point out, too, if you don't mind, I know everybody gets so many emails, but please, on my homepage, scroll to the bottom, join my email list. I write once a week. I try to keep it cute. I keep it short. I promise I won't sell you to anyone else, but that way you'll be updated and reminded when there are events. I have music events over the summer.
Exactly.
There are a lot
the
of fun.
Barbecue.
Yeah, we do a barbecue and music.
Right.
I love to see Andy there.
And Carla and Nina have done some nice dancing at several events last summer. I got some pictures.
I will be there
Carla,
this year to dance with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Yes.
Look forward.
And just a reminder, too, at their market, it's not just cheese and bread. They also have their pork products. They have veal. They have items from other farms. The grains that you use to bake your bread, you have for sale there as well.
Yes. And I do want to point out the V word.
Yes.
Our veal is pastured, suckled veal.
That's right.
As I mentioned earlier, the veal, all of the calves drink from their moms directly, living on the pasture for 3 to 4 months. Mm-hmm. We cannot keep all the males. Sorry, guys.
Right.
They will kill each other.
Yes. Right, and that's part of like selecting in your herd and how to keep your herd the way that you need it to be. So
that's right.
Okay.
Nina, thank you so much
Such a
for
pleasure.
being here.
Thank you very much.
And this will be on our archives for the next 2 weeks. But listen, we have more to talk about. So Nina will be on again.
Yes, you need to come back.
I'll see you soon.
Excellent.
Definitely. Thank you. Stay tuned for Kathleen Connolly, the Roadrunner. Coming up next. And Wednesday, Andy's Music Mix, 7 to 8, I will have Pete McDonough, a friend, a local blues player. He'll be on with me. Thank you. Check out Let's Talk WDVR on Facebook. And don't forget the archives. Everything is there for a couple of weeks on the archives. Thank you, Nina.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.